nearly ready to run. Field assembled, gates are back. Good Red tossed his head up in the air and gave Miss Martika a bit of a clout when the gates opened. Like a Ding being restrained, going straight out to last, and the South Australian visitor Sparkling Top cruised across and went straight onto the paint to lead the way. Robrick is going up with Why Do You Ask inside of him. Darkest Gem won from the rail and Juan Carlos on the fence. Jean Cheval tracking across. Eskimo Dan in the white colours and green behind those from Elwood. Opponent Miss, Ladies in Luck, and they're at a hand counter down to the judge. They were followed by Forlorn Hope, then came Miss Martika wide. In between runners then is Prince Vitality from Good Red, Like a Ding, and Doubly Sure went out to last. In the turn out of the straight at the 2,200 metres mark, and the Gouch had taken Robrick to the front and he strode away. Led by 2 lengths on Jean Cheval and Sparkling Top, and 2.5 Why Do You Ask. A length away then is Juan Carlos. They were followed back in the field by Darkest Gem. Elwood out 3 wide from Opponent Miss and Eskimo Dan in the second half. Good Red on the rail. Ladies in Luck, No Luck 3 wide from Forlorn Hope. They were followed by Miss Martika, Like a Ding on the fence. Back second last Prince Vitality, and Doubly Sure has got his head up in the air. He's not racing that tractably at the moment for Williams. Up the Maribyrnong River side, past the 1,600 metres mark, and the Gouch had a peep over his right shoulder. He's 3 lengths in front on Robrick. Jean Cheval came across to get up second from Sparkling Top, 2 to Why Do You Ask and Juan Carlos. Then Darkest Gem, the Ballarat Cup winner around Opponent Miss. No Luck for Elwood from further back, Eskimo Dan. Miss Martika in the light colours taking off around the outside of Ladies in Luck. Good Red back on the fence, a length to the grey Forlorn Hope. They were followed by Like a Ding, Prince Vitality, and Doubly Sure 3 wide and last. Down the side of the track at the 1,200, and Robrick strode clear, led by 3 lengths on Jean Cheval, a length and a half Sparkling Top, and Why Do You Ask as the Gouch starts to break them up. 3 lengths away on the fence, Juan Carlos. They were followed next of all by Elwood. Miss Martika a length off from Eskimo Dan, making up ground. Opponent Miss back on the rail, and then Ladies in Luck from the grey Forlorn Hope. Good Red the fence from Doubly Sure. He's being hard ridden, Like a Ding, snookered on the rail. And Prince Vitality, the old timer, brought up the rear. Robrick comes back to Jean Cheval at the 650 on the point of the corner. Dunn comes out 3 wide on Why Do You Ask. Elwood 4 wide. Darkest Gem under pressure. Sparkling Top on the rail from Juan Carlos. Wider out, Ladies in Luck, Miss Martika, Doubly Sure making ground. Like a Ding badly needs a run, held up with Eskimo down outside of it. Robrick flattens at the 400 metre mark. A length and a half in front of Jean Cheval. Why Do You Ask? And Good Red threads the needle for Hall. Going after Robrick. Like a Ding winds up. Then Eskimo Dan, no Doubly Sure. It's Good Red going up with the blinkers back on for Oliver, and Hall takes the lead from Robrick. Running on Eskimo Dan. Then Why Do You Ask? And Like a Ding. Good Red streaks away. This has been a mighty training effort by a terrific young trainer in Luke Oliver. Good Red wins it by 2.5 lengths to Robrick. I think Eskimo Dan third from Like a Ding. Comes up to the gate, and that should see the line filled and ready to run for this year's edition of the Bagot Handicap. They're off. And Persian Star jumped fairly. Journey's in, Not Flash Away. Unchain My Heart, OK out. Going quickly, She's at 10 and Crafty Cruiser. They'll go to the front early. Showing speed, Star of Jean. Unchain My Heart just off them. Wide out, Apprehend. And the deepest runner, Light Vision, striding up, and Chartreuse in that cluster with Noble Destiny. So sorting their order out, going to the judge the first time round. And wide out, it's Light Vision striding up 3 wide to join Star of Jean, and She's at 10 the centre. Apprehend on the outside of settling just off the speed, Crafty Cruiser. Then Noble Destiny, Chartreuse, and Viva Del Spec wide from making ground, Journey's End. Unchain My Heart went up inside of it to pass it now. Further back is Persian Star, 6th last on the inside from Prussian Officer. They were followed by Mr. Riggs. The Kiwi got a long way back, and that is Supremacy. They were followed by Count Lotus, and Resettable brought up the rear. Heading up the Maribyrnong River side of the track, and it's Light Vision striding to the lead from Star of Jean, who came off the fence and began to race keenly. 2.5 to 3 lengths away, Apprehend 3 wide. She's at 10 the centre. Then Noble Destiny on the fence, and Viva Del Spec 3 wide in the karting lane. In between runners, Crafty Cruiser from Unchain My Heart and Chartreuse. Journey's in, push back. On the fence behind those runners is Persian Star. They were followed by Mr. Riggs. Outside of him, Prussian Officer, Supremacy now 3rd last from Count Lotus. And 2 lengths away, Resettable. On top of the hill and running over the top now, Light Vision went away by 2 lengths on Star of Jean. No change to the play. In third position is She's at 10, passed again by Apprehend, who's doing it very tough out 3 wide. On the fence, Noble Destiny. Then came Viva Del Spec, still cutting up 3 wide. On the fence, Unchain My Heart. In between runners, Crafty Cruiser, Star of Jeune, Chartreuse, Persian Star, Blue Jacket on the fence, well back. They were followed by Prussian Officer, then Supremacy, Mr. Riggs, Resettable, and Count Lotus, the last one. In the Bagot Handicap, coming to the bend. 850 metres to run, and the top weight carrying the grandstand. Light Vision lead, Star of Jeune. Apprehend 3 wide on the fence, Noble Destiny. She's a 10 under pressure. Star of Jeune wider out on the, or rather back on the inside. Pulling out now as they come to the bend is Prussian Officer. Journey's End in front of him. Persian Star's back third, last on the fence, trying to cut away through. She's on the back of Unchain My Heart, and further back in the field, Supremacy. Prussian Officer wide out has gone up quickly with Apprehend. Apprehend just in front of Prussian Officer. Further back on the fence, getting through again is Unchain My Heart from Star of Jeune. Persian Star's coming home on the rail behind Unchain My Heart. Unchain My Heart leads the way. Viva Del Spec, Prussian Officer, Persian Star running on. Unchain My Heart in front of Viva Del Spec. Dunn's ridden this a fair income treat, and it's going to win the Bagot. Unchain My Heart first from Viva Del Spec, and a photo third, Prussian Officer wide out, and back to the inside, Persian Star. Then Chartreuse, Crafty Cruiser, and Supremacy, Mr. Riggs. They were followed by Star of Jeune. About set race 5, the Bagot Handicap. Muirfield moves in. And the gates are back. They're racing in the time-honoured Bagot Handicap, and King Diamond jumped away quite well. I'm Jake wide out began smartly. Crafty Cruiser, he's outside, and You Think So is the widest runner. And that trio are going to come across and look for the front. King Diamond 4th, Module 5th the rail, Warratone 3 wide cover at the moment. We're Warwick the centre, an Unusual Suspect pulling on the rail. Rock Robster, Star of Jeune, and Muirfield went out last as they settle into stride. I'm Jake, headed by You Think So. The rider on You Think So, pretty definite about what he wants to do here. And You Think So for Adam McCabe glides across onto the rail at the 2200. And in the turn out of the straight, leads the way by 2 lengths on I'm Jake. Similar margin, Crafty Cruiser sitting up, punching the breeze, Module on the rail. King Diamond finds cover running 5th, Unusual Suspect back at his flanks on the inside. Then were Warwick, Warratone, no luck, 3 wide. They were followed by Muirfield from the back 4 deep, pulling out off a very muddling tempo and rushing forward quickly. Star of Jeune wanting to get his head up in the air. And last of all is Rock Robster up the Maribyrnong River side of the track at this famed race course, and the front runner as You Think So at the 1700. Muirfield from near the tail of the field went up to sit second. A length away is I'm Jake, and Crafty Cruiser now getting cover. On the fence behind those runners as they settle, Module, Warratones had no luck, he still exposed 3 wide. Between runners, King Diamond, Unusual Suspect on the fence. Then the Staying Fine rising through the grades quickly, while Warwick third last from Star of Jeune, and Rock Robster for Chad Schofield whips them in with 10 lengths covering the field. On top of the track, heading up past the 1400 metres mark as they come down the side. You Think So tries to do it all the way in the Bagot Handicap, leading by 2.5 as they pass the 1200 from Muirfield and I'm Jake. 2 lengths to Crafty Cruiser, Module, then Warratone, King Diamond, Unusual Suspect, Warwick. They were followed by Rock Robster, who's now starting to move up outside of Warwick, and a length and a half to Star of Jeune. You Think So for Adam McCabe pilots a course down the side of the track. They're past Chiquita Lodge at the 800 metres mark, and the front runner is bowling along You Think So by 1 length. In second, Muirfield. I'm Jake the fence from Crafty Cruiser, Warratone, then Module on the rail, King Diamond in traffic. They were followed by Rock Robster about to ease out. Unusual Suspect got pushed back. Were Warwick second last, and Star of Jeune's history. Homeward bound on the big swing at the 600. You Think So, the front runner. Muirfield's under the bat. Crafty Cruiser coming on 3 wide. A length and a half further back looking for a run, Module. King Diamond's trying to make up ground between runners from Warratone, I'm Jake, and Rock Robster. You Think So grabbed by Crafty Cruiser, Muirfield, and Module starting to run on. Crafty Cruiser moves up and hits the lead. Module a length away's the challenger, and he's coming thick and fast. Module driving up to Crafty Cruiser. Module takes the lead, and this is a fabulous training performance by the Galligators family. Module won the race from Crafty Cruiser. Photo third, King Diamond from a very very much grinding Warratone. Then were Warwick. They were followed by You Think So, Muirfield, I'm Jake, Star of Jean, Unusual Suspect, and Rock Robster has pulled up very short interaction. Continuing pretty solidly between races. Listed level, time honoured. Angola comes up for the Bagot. And they're all set. Top of this magnificent home straight at this great race course. And the all clear given their away. Unchain My Heart bounced nicely near the inside. Heaven's Riches away well with Flashy Fella. Leonardo Express showing speed. Outback Joe just tucking in behind. Call Me Dan and Angola the widest runners. Thubian inside of that pair with Blazing Dragon going up in front of them now. And Blazing Dragon's going to be actually right on the speed with the nose in front, coming down to the 100-metre marker on the first occasion. So going to the front is Blazing Dragon from Call Me Dan. Angola caught wide from Leonardo Express and Heaven's Riches. Unchain My Heart on the fence from Outback Joe. Thubian wide out. Flashy Fella in the red jacket a bit wide on his back. On the fence, McNulty. They were followed by Crafty Cruiser by his design. Hurdy-gurdy man last, wheeling out of the straight, and the Gout said, well, it's time to go to the front, and Call Me Dan leads Angola. Blazing Dragon now pops in to be running third the fence. Wide out Thubian striding up, and Leonardo Express between the pair. Two Heaven's Riches, Unchain My Heart the fence, Outback Joe going forward, three wide. A length and a half to Flashy Fella, McNulty, Crafty Cruiser striding up. 2 lengths away by his design, and the country's Cups King. Last of all on the fence, Hurdy-gurdy man. Past the 1700, Thubian now for the boss man roll to the front. Led to Angola and Call Me Dan. 2 away on the fence, Blazing Dragon. Leonardo Express is handy. A length and a half back, Outback Joe still 3 wide, going around Heaven's Riches and Unchain My Heart. Flashy Fella is deep, but he's got a bit of cover. They were followed next of all by, well out of his ground, is McNulty on the inside of runners. 2 lengths further back then is By His Design, and on the fence last of all is Hurdy-gurdy man. Heading up towards the top of the track, Chiquita Lodge in their sights, and the leader is Thubian. Out by a length and a half, sitting up second Angola. Call Me Dan third, Outback Joe, no luck from Leonardo Express. Blazing Dragon on the fence from Flashy Fella, Heaven's Riches. Unchain My Heart now has been pushed back. She's a long way off them back in the field. They were being followed next of all, starting to make up a bit of ground. Crafty Cruiser from By His Design. Second last then would have been Hurdy-gurdy man, and McNulty found himself 2 lengths away last. 800 metres to run. Thubian the front runner narrowly. Thubian leads the way from Angola going up, and Outback Joe made a line of 3. A length and a half, Flashy Fella, Leonardo Express and Call Me Dan. Crafty Cruiser on the improve. Heaven's Riches nowhere to go. Unchain My Heart with rump stake all around her as they turn. Widest runner By His Design, then Hurdy-gurdy man. McNulty still well back in the running now and going up. Outback Joe trying to emulate his grandmother. Let's Elope in a 2-mile race at Flemington. Hits the lead from Angola. 2 lengths to Flashy Fella. Wider out on the track, Hurdy-gurdy man, Crafty Cruiser. Outback Joe looked out, full of running here for Murphy. He's 2 or 3 lengths in front. Hurdy-gurdy man's coming with a wet sail. Outback Joe the leader. Murphy's throwing everything at him. 2.5 in front of Hurdy-gurdy man, and the Irishman punches him home a winner. Outback Joe won at 3 lengths to Hurdy-gurdy man and 4 away Angola. They were followed next in by Thubian, Unchain My Heart and Flashy Fella. Behind those, Blazing Dragon, Leonardo Express, Call Me Dan, then Crafty Cruiser, By His Design, Heaven's Riches, and McNulty last in. And the Bagot Handicap about to run. And they're all in. The little engine, the warm favourites, Auberge wanting to get up. Settles. And they're off. Even line outs. Near the inside, Tanby from gate number 2 away well, but Mujadale quickly pounces upon the early lead. Averau coming across, so they sort the order out quickly. Tanby third. Dominant Manor wide out around Auberge. And back on the fence, Hurdy-gurdy man. 2 lengths away is Halyard Jet, Martin Vast, a little engine. Cadillac Mountain, Falamonte, and last of all is Red Nav. Mujadale in front. He's the Country's Cup's king at the last couple of outings, and he strides away for Kevin Forrester at the judge, leading 4 lengths on Averau. 3 lengths Tanby, 3.5 to Dominant Manor. Hurdy-gurdy man inside of Auberge, much closer in the run today. They were followed by Halia Jet, Martin Vast, the Rail, the Little Engine 4th last. 2.5 lengths to Cadillac Mountain, Falamonte and Red Nab brought up the rear. As they head up the side of the Maribyrnong part of the track now, and the leader is Mujadale. He's moved well clear, he's 6 lengths in front. Averau second, 2 to Tanby, with Mott having a sustained peep over the right shoulder. 3 Dominant Manor, hurdy-gurdy man for Johnny Allen on the fence. Outside of it is Auberge, Martin Vast with the mouth open, covered up by Halia Jet. The Little Engine on the outside of Falamonte. Cadillac Mountain will get the back of the favourite, and Red Nav is a further 2 lengths away last. Inside the 1600, Mujadale out by 5 lengths on Averau. There's been no real action thus far. 2 lengths away Tanby and 3 Dominant Manor. Hurdy-gurdy man's had an easy run the fence. Outside of him Auberge, Martin Vast, inside of Halia Jet. The Little Engine gives the leader about a dozen lengths as they top the track. On the fence, Falamonte, 2 to Cadillac Mountain, 2 to Red Nab. This is the order. Swinging down the side, 1300 to go, and Mujadale comes back by 5 lengths. Second at the moment, Averau, as she did in the Werribee Classic. She chases him all the way. 2.5 to Tanby, 3 Dominant Manor, and the 200 to 1 shot running a cheeky race. 2 lengths away, hurdy-gurdy man. Auberge has had a fab run. Then Martin Vast, Halia Jet, the Little Engine, Falamonte. 2.5 back in the field is Cadillac Mountain. He just lost the back of the Little Engine, who came out 3 wide, and 3 to Red Nab scrubbed along. Mujadale 800 metres out in a daring front running ride out in front by 3 lengths on Averau, travelling comfortably. Tanby Dominant Manor, 2.5 Auberge. On the fence, hurdy-gurdy man. The Little Engine creeping into the race now, making his ground up. 2 lengths to Martin Vast being stoked along. Cadillac Mountain getting onto the back of the Little Engine now. Falamonte, Halia Jet and Red Nab last as they flatten at the 450, and Averau swept upon the lead and raced to the front, led by 2.5 lengths on Tanby. On the outside, the Little Engine trying to wind up from Mujadale, and further back in the field, Auberge. Cadillac Mountain wide out, but Averau for Linda Meach has got a full head of steam at the 150. She's 3 lengths in front of Tanby. Mujadale, the Little Engine, but Averau, she's in cracking form, and this is a great staying performance. She's going to whip them. 1 by 4 lengths to Tanby. The Little Engine 3 away third from Mujadale, Martin Vast. Hurdy-gurdy man, Cadillac Mountain, Falamonte. Dominant Manor, Auberge was a flopperoonie. Well back is Red Nab, and Halia Jet a bad last.
Oh, racing in career best form is Averau. Brilliant ride from Linda Meach.
Bagot Handicap 2016 edition is underway, and Luke began pretty well. 3 from the outside with Happy as Hell. Fast out his tunes going forward. Away fast Trendsetter, Imperial Lass in the white jacket, and Mujadale 3 from the fence poking through. Mujadale has the lead from Imperial Lass, and wide out going forward on the outside of those runners is Sontag. Tunes is 4th, Swackadelic 5th, Trendsetter tight there. Hatani on the rail, Lucas going up a little bit wide. They were followed by Danger on the fence improving. 1.5 lengths to Red Fella, Subiaso, Happy as Hell and Bold Statement 3 away last. Mujadale in the turn out of the straight, a 1/2 length in front of Sontag as they go past the 2200. 2 lengths to Imperial Lass, and Swackadelic going up on the rail, shading the mid. Just a little keen, but not much. 1.5 lengths away to Tunes. Danger's on the back of Swackadelic. Between runners, Trendsetter. 1.5 lengths to Luke's Red Fella. Hatani, the Irish galloper, going well back in company with Subiaso, Bold Statement and Happy as Hell is the trailer as they run up the Maribyrnong River side of the track, and the leader is Mujadale. Basta lets him a little bit more rain. He led by 2 1/4 lengths on Sontag. A neck away, Swackadelic on the fence. Imperial Lass running 4th. No Luck Tunes going up 5th and 3 wide. Danger on the fence at the 1600 from Trendsetter. Then Red Fella. Luke a length away is Subiaso from Hatani. Bold Statement second last, and still at the tail of the field is Happy as Hell with about 9 or 10 lengths covering the field. Mujadale calls it his own way out in front. He leads by 1.5 lengths on Sontag, sitting in his shadow. Swackadelic on the fence has had a fab run. Tunes moves up now with cover 4th. A length and a half away, Imperial Lass and Danger, a bit better than centre field, has had a soft run on the rail. Trendsetter at his girth, a length further back in the field, Red Fella, then came Luke Tani Subiaso. Happy as hell, and last of all is Bold Statement as they swing down the side of the track in search of the 1,000 metres mark, and it's Mujadale making play. A length and a half in front, sitting up second, Sontag from Tunes. On the fence, Swackadelic, Imperial Lass is a handy fifth. Then Danger on the inside of Trendsetter. A length away, Hatani coming off the bit. Luke about to start a run from Red Fella, Happy as hell. Bold Statement dropped out with Subiaso as they're homeward bound at the 600. In the Bagot, and Mujadale tries to do it all the way. He's a half length in front of Sontag under the pump. Tunes wide out. Swackadelic had to stop and wait for a run. Imperial Lass the centre. Danger held up the fence. Then Trendsetter and Luke coming down the outside with some sort of a run. They're well in the running now. Trendsetter going after the front runner, Mujadale. Luke wide out on the track. Danger went back to the fence. Swackadelic is next. Trendsetter and Mujadale. Boss on the outside has taken Trendsetter to a narrow lead. Coming on the fence is Danger. Danger and Mujadale's kicking. Mujadale, Danger. Danger the fence. Mujadale. Mujadale in front. And after the head of the straight, he goes home to win it.
The Bagot field is ready to go. Their set favourite drawn one. Off and racing. Annus Mirabilis jumps away well. So did Nimoy in the early part of the race, and Lord Van Persie got out well. Showing speed is Raindrops on Roses out deep on the course. Cinnamon Carter's going forward as they notified. Ariane's in the leading few as they settle into stride. Michelle took Tunes right over the heels of the field and is back a clear last. And it's Cinnamon Carter who's rolling to the front today, down past the 100 the first time, and she led by 2.5 lengths to Raindrops on Roses. And Ariane is third. The mares hold 1, 2, 3 as they head out of the straight. Ahead of Tough Bicky, he's in fourth placing. 2 lengths further back, Lord Van Persie. Outside Cry If I Want To. As they leave the straight, Hale Soriano next on the outside of Coppola. And they were followed by Nimoy. Cry If I Want To back over on the inside. And they were followed then by He's a Genius. Bullish Stock towards the end. 2 lengths Thunder Teddington. And about a length away at the end of the field was Tune. So on the riverside and out in front, going away with it here is Cinnamon Carter. Forrester's just let her stride along, and she opens up about a 7-length lead on the riverside from Raindrops on Roses, who's about 2 lengths in front. In third placing is Ariane, and she's followed by Tough Bicky. A length and a half to Lord Van Persie. Racing outside the favourite Annus Mirabilis. A length and a half to Coppola, and then Hale Soriano. And on the outside of these is He's a Genius in the red cap, travelling up 3 wide. Thunder Teddington's trying to get onto his back around a Nimoy and Cry If I Want To. Bullish Stock is back second last, and Tunes brought up the rear. So Cinnamon Carter, the Pinker winner from Cranbourne, and out in front she is today. Haven't seen her in front for a long while, and she opens up still with that 7-length lead with 1,200 metres to go. So Cinnamon Carter on Raindrops on Roses, 3 lengths away. In third placing Ariane, and she's 2 lengths on Tough Bicky. Then trailed Annus Mirabilis. Well, he came off a fast pace like this when he won at Sandown. He's had a good run on the inside with on his outside Lord Van Persie. Then He's a Genius outside those has been wide for a fair while now from Coppola. And they were followed Hale Soriano, Thunder Teddington, Cry If I Want To. Well back still is Bullish Stock and a Nimoy. And Tunes is at the end of the field now. Cinnamon Carter, she's come back to the field at the 600 metres. Raindrops on Roses just a length away. Ariane poised on the outside, running on as they corner in now, and they're bunching up, and He's a Genius out very wide on the course as they enter the straight. So down with about 500 metres to go. Raindrops on Roses with Ariane coming at it, and Annus Mirabilis has got up on the inside and hit the front now. So it's the favourite in front of the Bagot. 300 to go. Ariane coming out after Annus Mirabilis. Out wide, Thunder Teddington coming home from a Nimoy. It's Annus Mirabilis with 150 to go with a 3-length lead on a Nimoy and Thunder Teddington. And Annus Mirabilis, Regan Baylor's too good, won it by 3 lengths. A Nimoy second, Thunder Teddington third, Cry If I Want To fourth.
Set to run. Gates are back and they're off. Principe Pagoda away steadily. Imperial Aviator wants the front. being pushed forward by Stephen Bastard. Dandy Gent on the inside is right there on the premises. Etta James out wider, and they were followed by Prince of Bagot, who lobs in 4th place. Then came My Psychiatrist out deeper. Further back, Ormito, Dornier's wide early, and then came along the inside Bint El Badu as they run past the judge with a lap of the famous Flemington track to go. Then a Nimoy Like a Carousel, Parthesia, Cuban Fighter, and Darabat is last of all as they leave the straight. Pushing on out deeper, My Psychiatrist on the outside of Imperial Aviator, and at the 2,200 metres they head to the riverside. Imperial Aviator the leader, 3/4 of a length. Second, My Psychiatrist, a length and a half to Etta James. The favourite lobs in a beautiful position. Third, the outside of Dandy Gent, and then Prince of Bacoda and Ormito from Dornier and Bint El Badu. And Nimoy the outside of Like a Carousel. Further back is Parthesia, and then came Cuban Fighter, and Darabat whipped them in. 1,700 metres to go. Imperial Aviator, 3/4 of a length, My Psychiatrist. Dandy Gent, the box seat, third. Prince of Bagoda travels up 3 deep. Etta James, 5th on the outside of Ormito. A length away, Dornier from Bint El Badu, who's tucked away and would spot the speed about 7 lengths from Darabat, who's out wider. Then a Nimoy Like a Carousel. Second last, Parthesia, and Cuban Fighter is at the end past halfway. 1,400 metres to run. Imperial Aviator by 3/4 of a length, Prince of Bagoda. 2 lengths to My Psychiatrist, getting a better run now. Third, the outside of Dandy Gent. 2 lengths to Etta James, 5th the outside. Then Ormito tucked away the fence. Next, Dornier tracking it from Darabat, who's worked. Bint El Badu the inner. A length of Nimoy Like a Carousel. Well back, Parthesia, and Cuban Fighter is last. 1,000 metres to go in the bag at the 135th running. Imperial Aviator by 3/4 of a length to Prince of Bagoda as they're about to step it up. A length and a quarter, Dandy Gent the inside, followed by My Psychiatrist. Etta James is nice and close, only about 3 or 4 off the lead from Ormito. Then came Darabat, who's dug up from Dornier. 2 lengths away, and Nimoy. Bint El Badu being encouraged from Parthesia Like a Carousel, and Cuban Fighter around the turn at the 500. Imperial Aviator in front from My Psychiatrist. Dandy Gent's barging off the fence behind them and gets out. Etta James presents to the outside. It's had every possible chance. They were followed by Ormito, Dornier, Darabat and Parthesia running on. Etta James at the 250 takes the lead. Ormito, Dornier and Parthesia down the outside. Etta James below the 200 leads, but here's Parthesia. Etta James joined by Parthesia. Parthesia seeing it out strongly, takes the lead and pulls clear. Parthesia won the Bagot Handicap, a length and a half. Etta James second. Third, Ormito from Dornier, Bint El Badu and a Nimoy. Further back, Darabat, Cuban Fighter Like a Carousel. My Psychiatrist and well back, Dandy Gent, Prince of Bagoda and Imperial Aviator at the end of the field.
Set for the Bagots, and they're racing. Pretty good line too. Master Zephyr a touch slow. California Grand Crew going back to second last early with Pedro Jimenez. Goodwood Zodiac straight to the lead from Our Big Mike. And Kalelo the outside. Further back is Etymology, who improves to 4th from Bring It and Crafty Devil. Next, Numia Chapal. Then came Kel Storm on the rails. 3 lengths, Barisha Master Zephyr. A gap in the field then to Tubbs Gift. 4 lengths, California Grand Crew and Pedro Jimenez. So these top 2 are stringing them out past the judge with a lap of Flemington to go. Goodwood Zodiac leads, kept up to its work by Our Big Mike, who's 3/4 of a length away. And they charge 3 lengths in front of Kalelo to the riverside. 2 lengths, Etymology and Numia, who's 3 wide and on the improve the bolter. Crafty Devil the outside of Bring It. 2 further back is Kel Storm Chapal. Then came Barisha Master Zephyr. Tubbs Gift third to last from Pedro Jimenez. And California Grand Crew is at the end of the field, about 20 off the leader, Goodwood Zodiac. Along the riverside at the 1700. Goodwood Zodiac on the quick backup from a 4th at Moonee Valley last Saturday. 2 lengths in front of Our Big Mike. A gap of 4 lengths, Kalelo the outside of the favourite Etymology, who's tucked away getting a nice run. Numia the outside of Bring It at the 1500. Further back is Crafty Devil. And then came Kel Storm, 2 lengths, Chapal Master Zephyr. Further back is Barisha. Pedro Jimenez on the inside, and further back is Tubbs Gift. California Grand Crew is at the end of the field. So past the 1300 metres. It's Goodwood Zodiac by a length and a half. Second is Our Big Mike. It's going to be a good stamina test. About 4 or 5 lengths Kalelo. Then came Etymology at the 1200. Next on the inside of New Mere at Chiquita Lodge. 2 further back is Bring It, and they were followed by Crafty Devil. A length and a half to Kel, Storm and Chapal. Then came Master Zephyr and Barisha. Further back is Pedro Jimenez, Tubbs Gift. 2 lengths California Grand Crew at the end. 900 metres to run, and it's Goodwood Zodiac again, who's been specced at longer odds at the 800 metres by a neck. Getting closer is Our Big Mike the outside. They're getting closer now. 2 further back is Kalelo and New Mere. They were followed by Etymology. 4 off the lead, approaching the turn at the 600. Then Crafty Devil and Bring It, and further back to the outside is Barisha. Chapal under the sticks. So too Master Zephyr, Pedro Jimenez, Kel Storm, California Grand Crew second last into the straight, followed by Tubbs Gift at the 400. Our Big Mike has taken the lead, but Etymology's there to strike on the outside. Williams hasn't flinched, and Etymology goes to the lead. 2-3 lengths in front of New Mere. Crafty Devil, Barisha whacking away, followed by Our Big Mike, but Etymology at the 200 metres. 5 lengths in front, 6 lengths in front. It's going to absolutely walk in. It is Etymology for Craig Williams in the Godolphin Blue. It's going to trot in and won the Bagot by 4 lengths. Second Barisha, third Crafty Devil, fourth New Mere, followed by Pedro Jimenez, and next in the field was Kel Storm, Chapal, Tubbs Gift, and well back Our Big Mike. California Grand Crew didn't warm up today, followed by, at the end of the field, Master Zephyr, Bring It. A few tired ones here, Goodwood Zodiac towards the end, and also Kalelo.
2,800 metres, they're ready, set, and they're racing. Secret Blaze away cleanly. Mid-term just has to be ridden up to stay in touch in the first 100 metres or so. Etta James began well. Slides up on the outside of Eldon with Naval Warfare. Crafty Devil perched behind those. Mid-term from the deep is going to push up closer today. Followed by Passaro, Wall of Fire. Next the inside is High Bridge, Secret Blaze. Sticking back to third last, the outside of Azuro. And at the back of the field, Patch Adams. At the judge, a lap of the course of history to go. And the leader is Naval Warfare by 3/4 of a length. Second is Mid-term. 2 further back is Etta James, who's going to get a lovely run. Third one off the fence on the outside of Eldon as they head to the riverside with 2,200 metres to go. Passaro 3 deep in 5th. Crafty Devil the centre, a length to High Bridge. A length and a quarter, Wall of Fire, followed by Azuro. Secret Blaze is second last, and Patch Adams at the end. Naval Warfare is the pilot with 1,900 metres to go. Leads by a length and a half to Mid-term, and no speed at the moment. Etta James is third, followed by Eldon. 3/4 of a length, Crafty Devil. Passaro 3 wide and posted. A length and a half to High Bridge and Wall of Fire. They were followed in third last position by Azuro from Secret Blaze, who spots the speed about 10, and Patch Adams last. Naval Warfare, 1,500 metres to go, led by about a length and a half to Mid-term second. Eldon is next on the inside, and Etta James is also looking to improve her position out wider. A length and a half away next in the field is Passaro, followed by High Bridge, and then came Crafty Devil. Azuro next the inside. Further back is Wall of Fire. 2 lengths Patch Adams, and Secret Blaze is at the end of the field. So from the 15 to the 12 they quickened up as Etta James made a forward move the outside of Naval Warfare, and they're together by a length and a half to Mid-term. 2 further back is Passaro, the outside of Eldon as they reach the 950 marker. Next Crafty Devil, High Bridge, and then Wall of Fire, Azuro. Secret Blaze second last, biding its time, and 2 further back in the field is Patch Adams. 700 to go. It's Naval Warfare with on the outside Etta James, who just tried to make it more of a staying test at the 1,200 metres. They approach the turn now at the 6 and is still stoking up on the outside of Naval Warfare. Mid-term a length away. Eldon needs a run. Passaro, his Wall of Fire with a challenge out deeper, followed by High Bridge, who continues to hunt the inside. Secret Blaze under the whip is still 7 or 8 off them. Naval Warfare in the straight, kicked at the 400 metres. High Bridge up on the inside from Eldon, followed by Passaro, and then came Azuro. High Bridge up on the inside, took the front of the clock tower. Eldon's about a length away, but it's High Bridge, hasn't gone round a runner, led by 3/4. Eldon still coming. High Bridge, Eldon is peppering away. High Bridge holding on from Eldon, who makes a lunge. Close photo Eldonor High Bridge, Azuro third, then Naval Warfare. Passaro behind them from Etta James, Wall of Fire. Secret Blaze never came on. Crafty Devil midterm.
Ready and racing. Sin to win, barrier number 4 jumped away pretty well. Tralee Rose away very well, with also Diamonds and Bubbles. So they share it with no real speed early. Reflect the Stars up to third. Steamroller Sin to win. Miyake deeper, and also Duke-on. Both of those horses with Walker and Oliver respectively looking for positions. Wentwood back to second last, and St Eustace. So no early surprises with no speed on up the straight. Reflect the Stars is going to push on with it. And in the Rosemont Red goes to the lead with a lap of headquarters to go from Diamonds and Bubbles and Tralee Rose, and then came Miyake, who keeps Duke on a bit deep. Sin to win as next, and then Steamroller, St Eustace and Wentwood as last as they hack their way out of the straight. 2,200 metres to run. So the leader is Reflect the Stars, relaxes in the lead. 3/4 Tralee Rose looking for some cover, and Duke-on's going to oblige. 1.5 Diamonds and Bubbles in fourth. 3/4 of a length Miyake. 2 lengths Sin to win. A similar gap Steamroller. St Eustace second last, and 2.5 to Wentwood. To the riverside, and it's Duke-on taking it up with 1,800 metres to go in the Bagot by 1.25. Second is Reflect the Stars, and 2 lengths to Tralee Rose as they spread out better now. 3 further back Diamonds and Bubbles. 1.5 away Miyake as this leader wants it over and done with and quickens the race up at the 1,500 metres. So it's Duke-on by 1.5. Reflect the Stars. 2 lengths Tralee Rose, and 5 lengths Diamonds and Bubbles. A couple of lengths Miyake spotting the lead about 8 or 9, and then came Sin to win and Steamroller. St Eustace second last, and 4 lengths to Wentwood. So the gaps are appearing now, heading towards Chiquita Lodge at the 1,250. It's Duke-on the leader by a length. Reflect the Stars, and 2 further back is Tralee Rose, every possible chance. 2.5 lengths Diamonds and Bubbles, a couple of lengths Miyake. They were followed by Sin to win, and next in the field is Steamroller, St Eustace and Wentwood last at the 1,000 metres. So the front runner is Duke-on as Reflect the Stars gets a bit closer to its outsider neck away. Tralee Rose with the drop on those, and then came Miyake, who draws closer. 3 off the lead. 4th the outside of Diamonds and Bubbles, saving every inch of ground. 1.25 Sin to win. St Eustace latching onto its back, and then came second last Steamroller. Wentwood last as the field bunch approaching the turn. Duke-on under pressure, grabbed and well and truly headed by Reflect the Stars, and Tralee Rose gets there pretty early at the top of the straight. Miyake to the outside from Sin to win, then Diamonds and Bubbles. St Eustace running on. Tralee Rose 400 metres to go. Williams about to pull the trigger. Hands and heels races away. Tralee Rose 3 lengths. Miyake, Reflect the Stars, Sin to win, and St Eustace back in 5th, but Tralee Rose went for home. 200 metres to go. 5 lengths Sin to win. Miyake, Reflect the Stars, St Eustace, but Tralee Rose is going to bolt in. Tralee Rose is 6 lengths in front and wins the Bagot easily. Ease down. Tralee Rose has bolted up. Second has gone to Sin to win from St Eustace. A gap Miyake, Reflect the Stars. Then came Wentwood, Duke-on. Second last in the race, Steamroller, and Diamonds and Bubbles at the tail of the field. The time-honoured traditional staying feature on New Year's Day, the Bagot Handicap. They're ready, and away they go. And Smoke and Romans from barrier number 1 was probably one of the best away with Higher Motion. Good idea in the club silks, the all-white with the black cap. Made a line of 5 with our deeper Blenheim Palace and Fanciful Toff. Behind them, Dragon Storm and Long Arm, 2 lengths Skilm. Lady in the Sky and Tigertiger restrained to the tail. So at the 100 metres on the first round, it's off the rails Blenheim Palace with Smoke and Romans the fence. Fanciful Toff makes a line of 3. Higher Motion peeds out a length away 4th. Then came Good Idea. Next in the field is Long Arm outside of Dragon Storm. 2 lengths to Skilm, Lady in the Sky. Tigertiger whips them in. 2,200 metres to run to the riverside, and Smoke and Romans with that inside draw led Blenheim Palace, and Fanciful Toff can't get over. So it's 3 wide at the moment. A length Good Idea, who I'm sure is going to try and keep it out there. Higher Motion 5th the rails. 2 lengths to Long Arm Dragon Storm. A length and a half 1.5 Skelm, then Lady in the Sky, and Tigertiger last of all. They continue along the riverside at the 1800, and Smoke and Romans is going to attempt to lead all of the way in the 2800 metre feature today. Smoke and Romans by 3/4 Fanciful Top, who worked up. Blenheim Palace retreats eventually and sits 1-1 on the outer of Higher Motion. A length Good Idea, then Dragon Storm, who's pinned away. It's a 3 back on the inside at the moment in 6th place. 3/4 of a length away to Long Arm, and then came Lady in the Sky, Skelm back second last in its usual pattern, and 2 further back at the end is Tigertiger. Through halfway with 1,300 to go, it's the Pakenham Cup winner Smoke and Romans extends that lead to about 1 3/4 lengths to in second Fanciful Top. They were followed by Blenheim Palace, the outer of Higher Motion, a length Good Idea, then Dragon Storm. Further back is Long Arm spotting the leader 7. A length away to Skelm, about to get roused up here from Mickey Poi. 2 further back, Lady in the Sky, and Tigertiger is at the end. So Smoke and Romans getting some decent fractions here, led by a neck Blenheim Palace at the 800 metres. A length away, Good Idea, third the outside of Higher Motion. Skelm got up to 5th and only 2 off the lead. Further back is Long Arm, and then came Dragon Storm, Lady in the Sky, Tigertiger. Fanciful Top has virtually been pulled out of the race. They come to the turn. Smoke and Romans with plenty of company around the bend. Blenheim Palace has got past Smoke and Romans, who's struggling the favourite. Good Idea has gone to the front, but Skelm is chasing. Then came Long Arm to the middle of the track, and Tiger from the back as well. Good Idea at the 300. Skelm, and now Tiger from last down the centre of the track in a battle of attrition. Skelm and Tiger, then Long Arm and Good Idea, but Tiger is a neck in front of Skelm, trying to fight back. 100 to go. Tiger just in front. Skelm won't be denied, but Tiger's going to win again. A big one for Rob Blacker. Tiger's won the Bagot. Skelm second, Long Arm third, Good Idea fourth.
The 140th running of the Bagot Handicap, 2,800 metres, they are set. And away they go. Vegas Night from barrier number 3 was the best to begin with sound. Nobel Heights is also forcing up with station 1 with the pickup ride Liam Reardon. So as they settle, Nobel Heights trying to cross over with booting up on the inside, sound looking for the box seat, and station 1, Persan sliding across steadily, and True Marvel is 1 off the fence. A length Vegas Night, 2 lengths San Huberto, Regal Lion, and dropping out to the tail is Winifred. Speed pretty good past the judges. Station 1 went to the lead by 1 1/4 length. Persan the favourite second. Just 3 wide as Nobel Heights keeps it there. 1 off the fence, Nobel Heights, so Persan 3 wide. 3 lengths True Marvel, followed by Sound Vegas Night. 2.5 lengths San Huberto, Regal Lion, Winifred at the back of the field. Eventually Persan is going to slide up and sit outside of station 1, but the speed's been pretty good for the first 700 metres of the contest. Station 1 at the 1800 metres, leading out by 1 1/4 Persan, and Nobel Heights got the trail on those. 3 lengths to Vegas Night, who whips up now to improve to 4th. Then came Sound 5th defence from True Marvel. 2 lengths away San Huberto, Regal Lion, and Winifred is at the back. They continue their journey to the 1500 metres, and it's station 1 bowling out the leader. Led by 1.5 lengths to Persan and Nobel Heights as the speed has relaxed. Sound is 4th, and Vegas Night getting up on the steel. True Marvel next the inside. San Huberto with the red distinguishing cap is 3rd last. Winifred 2nd last, and Regal Lion is at the end. So station 1 certainly put the anchor out and led it Chiquita Lodge by 1 length to Persan at the 1200. 2 for the back, Nobel Heights, 3/4 of a length Sound, and then Vegas Night. 1 length True Marvel, followed by San Huberto, Regal Lion outside of Winifred as they reach the 1,000 metres. Front runner station 1, led by 3/4 of a length to Persan, getting a little bit closer. 2 further back is Nobel Heights, similar to the JRA Trophy a few weeks ago. Persan with 2 lengths on Noble Heights at the 800. They were followed by Sound on the fence, and next is Vegas Night. Getting going San Huberto. 2 lengths to Regal Lion, who's being raced along to try and attach itself to its stablemate. And they were followed by True Marvel as they run the corner. Station 1 at the 500 metres, grabbed by Persan and Nobel Heights. The battle's on again, and Nobel Heights has sprinted past Persan. Then Sound, San Huberto is grinding home, followed by Vegas Night, who got chopped out. Nobel Heights Heights at the 300 metres, led by a length to San Huberto, who's chasing hard on the outside. San Huberto took the front from Nobel Heights, then a gap to Sound Vegas Night, but San Huberto coming clear for Ethan Brown, put up 2 lengths, almost 3 lengths. A great staying display by San Huberto, winning the Bagot. Nobel Heights second, Head Bobber third. Sound got it from Vegas Night. Now Herman Hess is a late withdrawal at 4:20. 4:20 Herman Hess, a late scratching out of the Bagot Handicap, so the track just needing to be cleared. But Herman Hess is not going to run here. Number 4 is a late withdrawal out of our feature race today. So the others stand quietly as the track is cleared. An attendant with Glentaneous. And the field is set to run. The Bagot Handicap, 2,800 metres, and they're racing. A maid from barrier number 1 jumped away well, and Spain looks across to where the speed is. Port Phillip, Regal Powers, Zagallo and team captain wider, then Grand Pierro tucking in from Swords Drawn. Glentaneous well back with also Long Arm. I'm a Dirty Rascal is wide and about 3rd or 4th last. Ruling goes back to the end. Team captain led it. 100 metres to go on the first round with also Regal Power. A length and a quarter Port Phillip, and I'm a Dirty Rascal continues on its run deeper. Zagallo 3 wide. A length away a maid midfield from Swords Drawn, and then came Long Arm, who's 3 and 4 deep on that first turn. Grand Pierro 3rd last from Glentaneous and Ruling. That's the order. Just over 2,100 metres to go. The leader is team captain by a length and a half to I'm a Dirty Rascal, who's continuing to steadily move up around the outside, and also Long Arm is pushing up. So a few moves here. Long Arm eventually is going to take it up the bolter from team captain and also I'm a Dirty Rascal. A length and a quarter Regal Power Zagallo. Then came a maid Port Phillip at the 1,700 metres. 2 further back Grand Pierro with also Swords Drawn. Glentaneous shuffled back to 2nd last and last Ruling. 1,600 from home. It's now Long Arm the leader for Bo Mertens, who won this race some 4 years ago with Eldon. It's Long Arm the front runner from team captain, a length and a half away. Regal Power is 3rd, and 4th is I'm a Dirty Rascal. A length and a quarter a maid, and then Zagallo. 2 lengths Port Phillip, Grand Pierro. A length and a half Swords Drawn. 2nd last Ruling, and last now the favourite Glentaneous. At Chiquita Lodge, 1,200 metres to go in the Bagot, and the front runner is Long Arm at a steady tempo at best. From in second, team captain Regal Power 3rd, and I'm a Dirty Rascal, after working a bit early, is now 4th, one off the fence in a beautiful place. A length and a half Zagallo, a maid, and Port Phillip. A length and a quarter Grand Pierro, and then came Swords Drawn. 2 lengths Ruling, and last Glentaneous would spot the lead about 10. Long Arm, 800 metres to go, has some company now as team captain throws down the challenge, and I'm a Dirty Rascal is set alight, heeled up now at the 700 metres. A maid next on the outside coming on. Regal Power got away from the fences. Long Arm tyres, and they were followed by Port Phillip under the whip. Grand Pierro's coming through them. Ruling's getting through the pack as well, and Glentaneous tries to loop them into the straight in the Bagot at the 400. Team captain joined by a maid. Ruling is next. Grand Pierro and Glentaneous right down the centre. 250 metres to go. Glentaneous takes a maid. They go together from Grand Pierro. Ruling. Glentaneous at the clock tower, drew a length and a half, 2 lengths in front of a maid. Grand Pierro Ruling, and Glentaneous has been going so well, and it's the cream on the cake. It's the Bagot in 2024. Glentaneous 2 lengths, a maid 2nd, Grand Pierro 3rd, and 4th Ruling. Grand Pierro, who was 3rd in the race last year, is going to complete the line. Now on a good 3, the Bagot Handicap, the 141st running of this time-honoured race. The field is set. Ready and away they go. Goldman away moderately and towards the outside. Infinity Imperial just jibbed to the right slightly, but is starting to make up ground on deeper on the track. Momona began well with also Muramasa, who's looking for a trail and looking for something to cross. He wants Goldman to oblige, and out wider on the track is Just Brilliant from Momona Kirkby, Infinity Imperial, who's a little bit keen, and then Newfoundland Grand Pierro, Queen Takes King, and Last Interpretation. No speed at all, and eventually Goldman took it up at the judge. A lap of Flemington to go in the Bagot. Goldman in front by a length and a half, to in second Just Brilliant, and Infinity Imperial travelling around them 3 wide. Muramasa fourth the inner, and then came Momona and Kirkby, a length and a half Newfoundland. Then came Grand Pierro, 2 lengths to Queen Takes King, and Interpretation last as they head towards the riverside. Goldman is the front runner with about 1900 metres to travel. Infinity Imperial happy to perch outside of the leader, 3/4 of a length off it. A length and a half to Muramasa, who's going to have an economical trail. Then came Just Brilliant, who's on the steal, and they're 2 lengths to Kirkby at the 1700 metres, and there hasn't been a lot of pressure in the Bagot so far. Then came Momona, Grand Pierro, tucked away on the rails as they reach the 1500 metres. Newfoundland is third last, a length and a half Queen Takes King, and last in the race is Interpretation as they head towards halfway. 1400 metres to go. The leader is Goldman. The one-time Melbourne Cup favourite leads by 3/4 of a length to in second Infinity Imperial. There's no change. Muramasa third on the inside as they reach Chiquita Lodge, and a length and a quarter away in fourth, the informed Just Brilliant. Then came Kirkby, a length and a quarter Momona. Then Grand Pierro, Newfoundland, Queen Takes King, and Interpretation at the 1100 metres. Goldman just slipped a little bit more rain, led by a length Infinity Imperial as they reach the side of the course and head towards the 850. They're about a length and 3/4. Muramasa, Just Brilliant. Then came Kirkby, Momona. Getting going around the outside is Newfoundland, and then came Grand Pierro well back. Kirkby's trying to extricate out wide. Momona as a result got interfered with. Interpretation, Queen Takes King. They run the corner. Goldman at the 500 metres led from Infinity Imperial, who's hanging on for now. They were followed by Grand Pierro, who's tracked up behind them from Kirkby. Newfoundland. Muramasa's been pulled up out of the race. Muramasa's out of it. 300 to go. Grand Pierro moves up and takes the lead from Goldman, who couldn't find. They were followed by Interpretation and Momona down the outer, but it's Grand Pierro, placed it last year at the 150, over 2 lengths Interpretation, who's finishing hard. Grand Pierro a length and a quarter Interpretation, and Grand Pierro's going to win the Bagot. Grand Pierro 3/4 Interpretation, 2.5 Momona, then Newfoundland Goldman. Next to finish Kirkby, Infinity Imperial. Behind them Just Brilliant, Queen Takes King, and Muramasa, taken out of the race by Blake Shin, has been pulled up right alongside the clock tower.